All right, time to grow, or maybe not grow. I don't know. It's arm day. Gonna get a crazy pump. Gonna do it in the home gym here. Uh, but I posted a throwback picture on my Instagram earlier today of me competing in the 212 Olympia. It was in 2020. I competed at the Olympia in the 212 bodybuilding division, and a lot of the comments on the post think that I would fare better by going back to 212. And I don't disagree. I like the challenge of competing in the open against the big guys, the monsters. But I also know I'm never going to be one of those guys that gets up to 300 pounds in the off season. I don't want to, just for health reasons alone. And just, I know when I get up to like 265, close to 270, I feel horrible. So I can't imagine pushing it to get even bigger. But that could be the route that I go. I'm thinking about it, and I've had other people mention it too. And like, I think I could make a pretty big statement in the 212 division. I don't know if anybody is going to beat Keon in the next several years, but I think it would be awesome to get to the Olympia and be in a call out with him and be fighting for, the top five spots there. And I think it's possible. So I will be one of the taller guys in the 212 division, which is the original reason that I decided I wanted to leave it. But, it is what it is. I can't change my height, and it's not like I'm tall. I'm still shorter than a lot of the guys in the open division. So I'm kind of in that middle ground, and I think it gives me a little more aesthetic and pleasing look in the 212 division, than some of the guys that are a bit shorter that they got to pack on that muscle to be competitive, but their frames aren't quite big enough that it starts distorting some of the aesthetics of it. So I think personally, being 5'8", I think I can hold 212. Like, I'll be shredded at like 220, let's be honest, but I get sucked down and make weight for 212, and then hopefully peak right and fill back out properly to hit my best look on stage. That'll be the tricky part, making the weight and then peaking right and filling back out without ruining any of the look. That'll be the hard part. But Flex Lewis did it for years, and he, won 7 in a row. So it's possible. It's just going to be tricky. But, I haven't made up my mind 100%. And that, even if I do go back to the 212 division, that's not to say I can't ever enter an open show. I might go back to the 212 division and, hit a couple shows, hopefully win, qualify for the Olympia, and then maybe jump into an open show too. Just, why not? Because I think I could still, if I peak properly and hit my best, I could still be a top 5 guy in an open show. It's just going to be a lot tougher, depending on who shows up, how I place. But if I nail the conditioning, nail the presentation, posing on stage, I've got enough muscle that if I nail the rest of it, I can stand with a lot of the guys. I just am never going to be as big as some of them. That's just how it is. But that's a choice too. Like, I don't want to push myself, especially after last year and the health scares I had in prep. It's just not worth it to push those health risks that much anymore. So I think I'm just going to bring the best physique I can possibly bring. And if I end up being if I end up being shredded at 230, I'll just do open. If I end up being shredded in, around 220, I might as well suck down and make weight for 212. So I don't know. My goal is just to bring my best, but I'm going to shut up and get a pump. We're going to hit some arms. I'm going to start off just kind of getting some basics just to get the blood pumping and the joints warmed up. So we'll do some cable tricep push downs with the rope. We'll do some cable curls just to get the biceps pumped. If you've watched my videos in the past, you pretty much know I like doing supersets for arms. So it's going to be a tricep and a bicep back and forth, and just pump as much blood into these arms as possible. I don't typically like using the rope for these, but I don't plan on going very heavy because I'm using this more as a warm up. And it doesn't feel too bad today, actually. I didn't even count. I just kind of went till I started getting a pump because I'm going to add some weight. Ooh, pretty warmed up. I think we can move on to some different exercises. All right, moving on to an incline cable curl. If you have a cable machine at your gym that is close together like this, like not the really wide, far apart cables, but the closer together ones, this is an amazing exercise. If you don't have one, you can do it with dumbbells. Incline dumbbell curl works great, but the cables, just that constant tension throughout the whole range of motion. Oh, really hard in the stretch. Oh. Oh. Yeah, that one's killer. This will probably be one of the only exercises I don't superset. I'm just going to do a few straight sets here just because I don't have really a good tricep exercise to superset this with both the cables being taken. I only have 60-pound dumbbells, so it's not heavy enough to do an overhead extension. I guess I could do bench dips, but I don't feel like it. So I'm just going to do these curls, hit at least 3 sets of these, and then go back into supersetting. If your triceps are the lagging body part, I'd probably do something like this for triceps instead of biceps. Do one exercise at least if you plan on supersetting. Maybe do one extra exercise just for triceps that you can really give everything to. My triceps are a strong point. My biceps could use a little more work, in my opinion at least. So I like to at least have one extra bicep exercise in my arm workout. And this is it today. All right, back to the supersets. We're gonna do a cable preacher curl, single arm. We're gonna set that with an overhead tricep single arm. Oh. Ooh, I can definitely feel the difference on my left side. My shoulder's been bothering me. That's why it can be a really good idea to do some of these isolateral movements where you're using one arm or one leg or whatever at a time. Because if I were to do an overhead extension with both arms at the same time, with my shoulder hurting like that, I probably start compensating more with my right arm just because that's bothering me a bit. So doing it like this, that left arm has to work just as hard. All right, final superset of this arm workout. I like to always have one compound movement in for my triceps. I just feel like those are the mass builders. All right, the cable push downs are great. Overhead tricep extensions, especially for the long head. I will say, overhead extension. If you're going to do some kind of isolation exercise, that's probably the most important in my opinion because it's targeting that long head, which is the largest part of your arm. So that's an important one. But a compound exercise like a close grip bench press or dips, those two in particular are my favorite. Do whichever one feels best for you, or do one for a little while, then switch up and do the other one for a little while. I've been doing close grip bench press on arm days, and but I like doing dips on chest days too. So but I skipped it this week. So we're doing dips today. I'm gonna shut up. I'm saying a lot of crap for no reason. We're doing dips today, as long as my shoulder feels all right when I'm going to start this. And we're going to superset it with one of my favorite bicep exercises, which is going to be an incline cable curl, not like the ones we did earlier. You'll see. All right, so I don't know how this is going to feel on my shoulders, but I'm just pretty much going to go to failure here. It might be 10, 15, 20, I don't know. These handles, they work, but once I start struggling a little bit, it gets hard on my wrist. So we'll see how these go. Ooh, yeah, it wasn't my triceps gave out. It was the balls of my hand started hurting just because I wish these were like slightly angled. If they were angled, it'd be perfect. Anyways, I'm gonna go on to the biceps. All right, so pretty laid back on this one. And you're gonna just, it's gonna be as controlled as possible. This one's pretty heavy. I added a bit of weight on there, so I don't know how many reps I'm gonna get, but I haven't gone super heavy on any of the bicep stuff yet, so this will definitely finish me off. Laid back, let your arms fully stretch out and extend. And I curl it like all the way up to my forehead for that peak contraction. I've been taking very short rest periods this entire workout too, so that goes a long way with exhausting the muscles and not needing quite as heavy a weight throughout it, but keeping an insane, awesome pump throughout the workout. So might not be able to go as heavy on certain exercises, but you're getting so much out of it by not taking 2-3 minutes of rest, just going back and forth pretty quickly and keeping all that blood pumping into the arms. Ooh, it's the hands, it's not the triceps. Oh, all right, the triceps are pretty exhausted too. Oh God. Woo. I got hard. Not too bad for a natty pump. I know nobody ever believes anything I say about that stuff, but I haven't taken a single drop of anything since September. And it is January 30th. So it's been a good 4 months, over 4 months, since I've taken any kind of juice, any kind of PDs, zero testosterone, not a cruising dose, not a TRT dose, zero. And trust me, my blood work shows it. It's pathetic. So the fact that I'm holding 250 right now and getting decent workouts, I think that goes a long ways to show like the real muscle I've built over the years and what can be there when I'm super peeled down. So if I do make weight for 212, it is going to be a nasty, nasty peeled and shredded, solid 212. But also, once I'm able to start putting stuff back in my body and get my testosterone levels back up to where they want to be, where I want them to be, where they need to be, optimal. Who knows how my body's going to respond after taking such a long time off. But hopefully I can get back there soon. It is what it is right now. It's part of life. I'm not getting any younger, and I want to have a kid, at least one kid, before I get too old. So that's the priority right now, and that's why I've been 100% off everything for so long. But if you watched my previous videos, you saw
I've been hitting PRs in the gym still somehow. I hurt for much longer afterwards, after those workouts. But so the recovery's taken the biggest hit probably, and just energy levels. But I'm still pushing myself as hard as I can, focusing more on recovery because that's what's needed right now. But for being a solid 250 right now, off everything for that long, you know, it's nothing crazy, but I wouldn't say it's that bad. Pretty solid, I think. It's always hard to hit a side tricep when you're pumped. I can't get my arm back there, but abs are still somewhat there. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think in the comments. You think I'm gonna suck down and make a solid showing at 212, or do you think I'm gonna get back on a little juice and it's gonna be tough to make that weight? Might be shredded a little bigger than I expect. Who knows? I'm excited to find out though. So we'll see. Follow along and we'll find out. Either way, I'm gonna bring my best. Oh, you want a frisbee? Yeah. Come on. All right. Ready? Catch. Yeah, good boy. What about you, Benny?